Nobody gets to decide how you feel except you. Consider your biggest trigger person. What they trigger in you has nothing to do with them. Chapter 2. The Secondary Emotion Revelation. What anger is really hiding. Here's something that will blow your mind. What you call anger isn't actually anger. Anger is the emotional equivalent of a security guard. It shows up to protect feelings like hurt, fear, or shame. When someone criticizes you and you get angry, you're not really angry. You're hurt that they don't see your value. Anger feels safer than vulnerability, so it volunteers to be the spokesperson. Your partner forgets your anniversary, and you explode in anger. But underneath that anger is hurt. Do I not matter to you? When you address the hurt instead of expressing the anger, a real shift happens. I felt forgotten gets a very different response than you never remember anything. When you learn to identify the emotion underneath anger, you can address the real issue. Vulnerability heals. Anger just creates more distance. Reflect on your last big anger episode. What was the vulnerable emotion hiding underneath? Chapter 3. The Choice Point Discovery. Your superpower between trigger and response. Between every trigger and your response, there's a space. In that space lies your freedom. Most people don't even know this space exists. Viktor Frankl discovered this in a Nazi concentration camp. No matter what happens to you, you always have the freedom to choose your response. That trigger hits, your body floods with chemicals, but before you react, there's a microsecond of choice. When you learn to find that choice point, you become the author of your own experience. Someone sends you a passive-aggressive email. Your first impulse is to fire back immediately. But in that moment before you hit send, ask yourself, what response would I be proud of tomorrow? That question activates your choice point. This choice point is your emotional superpower. It's the difference between being a pinball bouncing off circumstances or being the player controlling the game. Think about someone who never seems to get rattled. They've mastered the space between trigger and response. You can too. Chapter 4. The Observer Self Technique. Watching your emotions like weather. What if you could watch your emotions like weather patterns, instead of being swept away by every storm? Inside you is an observer, a part that can watch your emotions without becoming them. You can notice, anger is arising, heart rate increasing. But you don't become the anger, you observe it. This observer self is always calm, always present. It's the part of you that can think, I'm having the thought that this person is an idiot, instead of, this person is an idiot. Your teenager rolls their eyes at you. Instead of immediately getting defensive, activate your observer. I notice irritation rising. Now you're watching the emotion instead of being hijacked by it. From this space, you can choose a response that actually helps. The observer self gives you emotional immunity. You can experience any emotion without being controlled by it. Think about a time you stayed calm in chaos. You were using your observer self. Now you can do it intentionally. Chapter 5. The Reframe Revolution. Difficult people as emotional trainers. What if difficult people aren't obstacles in your path, but personal trainers for your emotional fitness? This perspective shift will change how you see every challenging person. Every difficult person in your life is showing you exactly where you need to grow. That critical boss, they're training your resilience muscle. That passive-aggressive neighbor, they're developing your boundary-setting skills. Just like a physical trainer puts you through uncomfortable exercises to make you stronger, emotional trainers build your emotional strength. Your micromanaging boss sends their 15th email today. Instead of thinking, they don't trust me, try, they're helping me practice staying calm under pressure.
Ganchos virais. Elite do mundo esgotamento mental. Sua mente está cansada e você ainda chama isso de rotina. Você não está sem energia. Está sendo drenado lentamente. O pior tipo de cansaço não aparece no rosto. Sua mente nunca desliga. E isso está destruindo você. Você acorda cansado porque sua mente continua lutando enquanto você dorme. O silêncio começou a assustar você. Percebeu? Existe algo consumindo sua paz todos os dias. Você parece normal, mas sua mente está em colapso. O caos que destrói sua vida começa em silêncio. Você está emocionalmente esgotado e fingindo que está tudo bem. Sua mente está implodindo lentamente. O mundo moderno transformou sua cabeça em um campo de guerra. Você não descansa, apenas se distrai. Existe um motivo para você nunca sentir paz. Seu cérebro está sobrecarregado e ninguém percebe. O verdadeiro colapso acontece em silêncio. Sua mente está carregando peso demais. Você está perdendo sua clareza mental aos poucos. O problema não é o trabalho, é o desgaste invisível. Você está vivendo cansado porque nunca para de pensar. Controle emocional. O problema nunca foi o mundo, foi sua reação. Você entrega seu poder emocional todos os dias, sua raiva revela quem realmente controla sua mente. Quem perde a calma, perde a si mesmo. Entre o caos e sua reação, existe uma escolha. A maioria vive reagindo, nunca escolhendo. Sua emoção mal resolvida controla sua vida inteira. O homem perigoso é aquele que permanece calmo. Sua mente deveria obedecer você. Você ainda reage como alguém fraco emocionalmente. O autocontrole é raro porque exige dor. Sua paz depende do quanto você suporta sem explodir. Quem domina as emoções domina o próprio destino. Você nunca será livre enquanto depender emocionalmente dos outros. A calma destrói mais caos que a da agressividade. O silêncio emocional é poder. Seu maior inimigo vive dentro da sua cabeça. Você não precisa vencer o mundo. Precisa dominar a si mesmo.